Let's start it up.
We are connected.
Right.
We are nature.
Nice, Nick. Nice. Sounds good, huh?
One.
The vacation time. Nice, nice. Doing good, man. Doing good. Was nice. Some good day offs. I'm how time to watch some. Time to watch some insane VR stuff. Here we go. This one too. At the power washing time. Will they have the Warhammer 40k stuff in the VR mode too? I wonder. Hey Steve. Is it meeting time right now? Feels bad, man. Feels bad. That was very unfortunate, sir. How we doing? Power wash VR. Alright, now they're gonna roll just the countdown. Nice. Ari. Couldn't they like leave or move the countdown probably earlier? Are they still gonna show some more stuff? It's a nice pre-show there, man. A nice pre-show. Very nice. Yeah, they also were nice. They also were pretty good. I got some chill time, some barbecuing and everything. And drop some photos in Discord later too. I'm now home and chilling. I go to sleep soon. Gonna go get some sleep already. Not long away from now. Tomorrow we back to the streaming. Back to normal. And then the next week is already gonna be the full blown grind fiesta probably. Gonna see how these first days of all the Diablo galore will go for us here. How's the version will be working. If it's all good, then during weekend probably gonna get it. I already got my friend on board with that stuff. So then on Tuesday, I guess it's gonna be. We gonna be grinding already. Already grinding. All the games slated to launch within the next year, alright. The risk of games slipping due to very real challenges of development, sure. And we want to show you games you'll be playing sooner or later, alright. The quest 3, how did they already do? I mean, maybe they'll show some more here too. But yeah, not sure. Not sure. Isok. Hello. Well, I mean, this ain't anything crazy, you know, so I wasn't really super planning on this one, but might as well. Since I already was home and everything, I might as well.
Welcome everyone to our third annual MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. I'm thrilled to be back hosting, and it's a big day. This morning, Mark Zuckerberg shared that our MetaQuest 3, our next-gen VR headset, is launching later this year. MetaQuest 3 is our follow-up to MetaQuest 2 and will feature advanced tech that opens up new possibilities in both VR and MR. It will also be backwards compatible with Quest 2's entire library of over 500 games and apps.
VR and MR.
Later
Is
in the
the
show,
MR?
we'll explore Oculus
And there's
Studio's
AR.
biggest and most immersive
What's the
game
MR?
ever with a gameplay deep dive.
Metaverse
Again,
reality.
that will take advantage of MetaQuest 3's cutting-edge hardware.
Nice, Steve, nice.
We have way more to share when MetaQuest 3 releases, including specs, more apps and experiences, and a whole slate of groundbreaking MR content.
How about Paradise?
These are all stepping stones toward our long-term vision for building the metaverse. But for today's showcase,
That's the real
it's all about VR
question.
games. Every title you see today will be playable on both MetaQuest 2 and 3, and is currently set to launch in the next 12 months. So let's get started.
I mean, we'll see. Let's see. They don't know the price yet themselves, or rather they haven't decided on it probably. Hitting memes. Nice, nice. Feels good, man. Think I'm gonna do the same, man. Most likely. If it will all properly work. Trying to get the donut goal changed already for the June. Guys, killed the May. Feels good, man. Now it's time to gonna get the June too. Insane gaming. I see a guy. Then son.
Samba de
And I
Amigo
want some
in
also
VR. I could not be more excited.
I want to get in
because
some
music is
dancing
such an
stuff
important
there.
Part of my life. I was a professional musician for years, and at Meta, I've gotten to work with the talented teams behind a bunch of other rhythm games.
The early
Playing
access
Samba de
havers to be
Amigo
beta
in VR
testers.
feels like
I
it's
mean, we
always
already
been
beta
here.
tested it.
And I
Was
can't
good.
wait to see everyone
We already
shaking
did
their
test it
maracas
and it was
when
good.
Sega brings the
So
game to the MetaQuest
yeah,
store
no.
this fall. Back in February, Shell
why
Games
not?
revealed I Expect You to
I'm
Die
just
3, Hog in the Machine.
I just want to
Today,
see
I
the
can
test.
confirm that this third helping of Spy Hijinks
Test if it will gonna work
Spy
here
Jinx
in our
is
region
coming to the MetaQuest
properly.
store this year.
That's what I want to
Hopefully your
see.
skills haven't gotten too
That's what
rusty,
I'm waiting for.
because this threequel will send agents on their most
Hey,
challenging
McGuffin.
mission yet. Confront more villainous villains, tackle more perilous perils, and expect to die a few more times.
I guess the meta showcase is a little behind on the meta. On the meta of showcases. So they still got all the talking going there.
Dr. Roxana Prism is a former inventor for the agency. She truly believes she can create a better agent.
Oh, hey, Admiral Butler.
You'll either prove her wrong, or prove her right. You're dead in that second scenario.
Once you're dead, everyone will see just how superior my robots are to human agents.
Hey, you found some nickel. Do it again and you'll have 10 cents.
Every time we encounter Agent Phoenix, we get stronger.
Check this out. We can fly now.
It's simply a matter of time and iteration.
You think that's the end? It's not even begun!
Are you using Dr. P's notes I left in there? Aren't they great? Sometimes I look at them because they make me happy.
Nice, McGuffin,
You don't have to
nice.
play the series in order.
So you
but if
already
you'd like to,
enjoyed
you'll find
then.
the first two
Feels
games
good,
bundled
man.
in the MetaQuest store for
I
40%
enjoy.
off for a limited time. That's not all Shell Games is working on. They made a promise at last year's showcase. 3 games over the next 2 years. Hot off the press, let me introduce you to Silent Slayer, Vault of the Vampire. Silent Slayer is a single-player horror game that'll bring you face to face
VR horror,
with
then.
slumbering
There it goes.
vampires. And
There
as you
it
might guess
goes.
from the title, stealth is key to survival. As Shell Games puts
Nice.
it, silence is golden.
The production.
Sound is death. Spooky. Let's take a peek.
Keep silent. Gently. At last. Aim for the center of the chest. And do not be gentle.
And not even doing the jump scares, son. Not spoiling them in the trailer.
At last year's showcase, we revealed Ghostbusters: Rise of the Ghost Lord. And then I got to drive off into the sunset in the iconic Ecto-1. For this year's show, Sony Pictures VR and nDreams put together a little dossier on the Ghost Lord himself.
It was like the synchronous
Who is he?
multiplayer one,
And
wasn't it?
How did he get to be so mean?
Hey, Pony.
Along the way, we'll get a
Not
glimpse of the West
much,
Coast's
not much,
first
really.
Ghostbusters HQ. Some iconic San Francisco landmarks.
No, apparently
and
there is
the spirits
some
and specters that you'll be trapping there with your
Stellaris
friends.
spin-off for VR.
Let's take a look.
I was like, what? Alright. Didn't know about that one. Hey, boss face, hello.
You know the whole story of
How
the
we doing?
Ghostbusters. Well, you don't know my story. 1984. My research brought me to Columbia University, where I studied under the Ghostbusters. They dismissed my work, called it dangerous. But in San Francisco, I can show them, with its untapped cauldron of the undead. Where others saw fear, I saw subjects. How could I know my research would stir a dormant evil? The Ghost Lord. Alcatraz. Tortured souls, whose guilt I could drain and drain again. Their pain,
Hey, Jen.
the price of progress. My dear assistant Katie understands. Soon everyone will understand. Especially you, Ghostbusters, with your silly parlor tricks. You will see the progress I have made. Know the power I have harnessed. You will realize that I, Gustav Hookfather, am the genius who gave the world endless clean energy. The Ghost Lord is coming. What have I brought upon the world? The time of the Ghost Lord is here.
In a fool, no? Yeah, they got one on Beta. On Beta. On Epic, the one who wasn't there. Not sure that go.
Check this out. The team let me into the San Francisco Ghostbusters HQ a little early, and it's still under construction, but I have heard some strange noises in the middle of the night. But guess what? I've got my jumpsuit, I've got my proton pack, my PKE meter, and I know exactly who I'm teaming up with to take out the Ghost Lord. Because if there's one thing you could say about me, is that I ain't afraid of no ghost.
That look like year one title, yeah.
Whew. Anyway.
Well, I mean, the thing
when
is,
we
like,
asked
all
one
the
concept,
quest stuff
developers
is
of
supposed to
Rapid
be
NX, what's something
playing on
players
just
will
the
love about
headset,
your new
though,
game?
with no
They
PC or
said,
anything.
You can lose an arm
So
and pick it back up.
that's
and
pretty
bash your
much
enemies with it.
that's pretty much
There you
why.
go. Underdogs is a physics
And that stuff runs on the mobile hardware, really, with like Snapdragon and everything, apparently, right? So there it is.
The 22nd century mech fighting
There you
capital
have
of
it.
the world. Take on whatever the pitmasters throw your way and upgrade your mech to be even more fearsome.
The mix stuff.
But remember, the more you climb the ranks, the more every lowlife in the city will be gunning for you. So get ready to claw your way up the food chain.
Yo, this city ain't never gonna let two base boys like us in. Nah, this the jungle out here, bruv. If we wanna get into New Braca, we're gonna have to fight like fucking animals.
Easy expansion. Flash Color Diablo 4, most likely, yeah. Most likely. Not the best timing on that. Not the best timing. This actually doesn't look bad stylistically and stuff, but not sure about everything else though. And what you thought it might be. General? And what in general? No, I mean, I'm not gonna be playing it. That is a lot of swinging indeed, This stylistically looks kinda nice though. Not too bad.
At last year's show, we revealed NFL Pro Era, the first NFL and NFLPA licensed VR football sim. Since the game's launched last October, you've completed over 3 million NFL seasons and unlocked over 9 million trophies. But what's next? Here to tell you is Status Pro president and co-founder and former NFL wide receiver, Andrew Hawkins.
Thanks, Ruth. Our goal last year at Status Pro was to give people the experience of being NFL QB1. feeling the rush of stepping onto the field and leading your favorite NFL team to victory. And the positive response we got
The
from our community
sports,
was
the sports,
overwhelming.
even the, well, I
That
mean,
was just the beginning.
that's a good
Later
platform for
this
sports,
year,
at least, I
we're upping the
guess.
game with the next evolution of NFL
I
Pro Era.
guess.
This year is all about showing the world what you've got. With the new version of NFL Pro Era, we're expanding multiplayer so you and your best friend can pit your favorite teams against each other and see who comes out on top. There's a world of competition out there, and we want to see how our community's QB skills stack up. We got a lot more to share, though, between now and launch. New features, new modes. This is more than a roster update. The next version of NFL Pro Era will build on last year's game in so many cool ways, and we cannot wait to get it in your hands. Check us out on social. We posting a lot of community and game updates there before we launch this.
Ignore this.
This is really cool, by the way.
Thanks, Hawk. All right, moving on from the field to the court. Back in December, Resolution Games, creators of Blastin' and Demio, revealed their latest project, Racket Club, an all-new sport designed exclusively for VR. Practice your swing solo, play pickup matches with people all
more
around
swinging.
the world, or just hang out and socialize courtside with your friends in this one-of-a-kind sports complex. Here's a new look at Racket Club.
The metaverse. Troy Harding, well, I mean, you know, it is what it is, huh? A big important show. And the VR owners here. I'm Pony had one. I think Pony did have one, didn't you? Considering the prices and stuff, it's still not exactly
At our debut
the
gaming
most
showcase,
popular
I
thing, yeah?
previewed the launch trailer for Wraith: The Oblivion Afterlife from Fast Travel Games. It was the first VR
Ah, yeah,
game
they wanted to
set
get it.
in
I
the
see,
world
I
of
see.
darkness. And today, we're diving back into the world of
Still
supernatural
not getting
horror
it.
with
Still
an
not getting
all-new
it.
adventure RPG, Vampire: The Masquerade Justice, which will send you to Venice. But not the
Son,
Venice you see
the
on
Vampire the
postcards.
Masquerade.
You are
Probably
a
another
vampire.
visual novel they're going on.
People in the city's darkest shadows. Hide in plain sight. Drink the blood of mortals and use your vampiric abilities to become the ultimate
The
judge
rest is
of the
gonna be
guilty.
the actual kind of
So,
gameplay game.
Without further ado, let's sink our teeth
Apparently,
into
so
the debut trailer
apparently.
of Vampire: The Masquerade Justice.
Well, whatever the current build is. I wouldn't really call it that way much.
Venice. Italy. Felt like I was back on square one. Hiding in the night. I didn't want to get dragged into this. But the guilty must be punished. You'd do well to remember that.
I do be getting the actual game even.
Because if you don't, I'll make things very uncomfortable for you.
That's where the effort goes. Not in the second Bloodlines.
An adventure that never needs to end. This one is special to me. It's developed by Othergate, a studio co-founded by 4 VR veterans who I used to work with for years on the Oculus Studios team. On our
That
very
actually is not
first
too
and
bad.
super
Doesn't
popular
look too bad,
franchise, Dead and Buried. I know firsthand that these guys are masters at making fun multiplayer games, and I am honored to announce their next project, Dungeons of Eternity. This 1 to 3 player
Dungeon
dungeon
Master.
crawler generates levels from hundreds of unique chambers, so no 2 trips are the same. You'll explore
so
dark crypts,
the
ruined
usual.
castles, and deep caverns. Battle monstrous enemies with melee and magic. Solve puzzles, avoid traps, gather loot, escape back
You'll
to
see how many
safety, level up,
presentations
and then
like
do it
this
all
we're
over
gonna
again in a
have
brand
next
new
week,
dungeon.
with a lot of talking. Hopefully not a lot. Hopefully we're gonna go at PlayStation pace. Just give us trailers. That's all we need, eh? A bit free. It's kinda ass. Looks not the worst for the VR standards. I would say not the worst.
Okay, we brought back Samba de Amigo, but we must have other beloved classics waiting in the wings, right? How about one of the best-selling games of the 90s? An iconic mystery, maybe? Something a little spooky? Yeah, I think we have one like that.
Yeah, but it's true. That is actually true. There is no, so far wasn't any like fancy CGI stuff. It's probably because in VR, I guess people like mostly care about that. You know, the interactions and the mechanics.
Don't be afraid. I'm here to help. There are many like me here, trapped in this house. Each night, the guests arrive.
Stout, what do you want? Show yourself!
The seventh guest. Bestsellers in the 90s.
The seventh
That
guest
one totally missed
is
me
mostly
back then.
known for ushering in the CD-ROM era, once upon a time. But it's a great puzzle adventure game. And it's cool to see Vertigo
The
Games
puzzle
and
is-
Vertigo Studios Rotterdam staying true to the original, but reimagining it for a new era. The team is using volumetric video to capture the live-action performances of actors to help tell the game's story. They're also fully recreating the iconic mansion in 3D for the first time. Just don't be surprised if it starts changing shape around you. It is haunted after all. In addition to the seventh guest, Vertigo is working on Arizona Sunshine 2, a sequel to one of the most popular games from VR's early days. This one people have been waiting to see for a long time.
Bunch of VR games even. I think that most of the time it's kind of like the usual AAA prices, no?
We have another
Sometimes
short
a bit
teaser for you.
lower.
Time to say hello to your old pal Freddy, and hello to a new friend as well.
These the big ones, you know, the ones that were supposed to be the hits. That was the one from the from the PlayStation showcase.
Nice,
Beat Saber is 30. Well, I mean, it's like not you won already at this point, but yeah.
What the? Get a room. You know that only counts as one.
I guess not
In
just the
Arizona Sunshine 2,
PSVR.
you'll survive the desolate waste of Arizona with your new best friend, Buddy, who you can trust to have your back. even when Freddy's are trying to take
PlayStation
a
had
bite out
a
of
little
it.
bit more, you know,
Arizona Sunshine 2 launches later this year.
interesting trailer.
So be sure to check
Let's
out
put
the
it that
game's
way.
extended CG reveal trailer if you haven't already. Okay. Last November, Netflix and Tender Claws revealed that the hit series Stranger Things is coming to VR. I hope you're comfortable in the Upside Down, because you're going to be spending a lot of time there. In this chilling psychological horror experience, you are Vecna, invading people's minds and conjuring up their worst nightmares as you look to take revenge
Alex is
on
59,
Eleven
I
and her
see.
friends. Stranger Things VR comes to MetaQuest Store later this year. And here is a brand new trailer.
I saw a means to realize my potential, to transcend my human form, to become the predator I was always born to be.
Some weird doing stuff. Hey, Roman.
It's time.
The oldest is pretty much the VR stuff there.
Next, it's time to strap into your omnidirectional mobility gear.
It
and
is the
prepare to
VR
fight the unthinkable.
The VR centered
Attack on
one.
Titan is a best-selling manga series.
The good stuff is gonna be next
acclaimed
week.
Anime adaptation.
The
now,
good stuff will
thanks
be
to
next
Team
week.
Universe, an exhilarating VR game. Attack on Titan VR Unbreakable lets you join the Scout Regiment and go head-to-head with the Titans themselves.
It's just farming all the
Swing through the air using
all the
your ADS
franchises
gear
there.
and take down enemies many times your size as you try to protect the last vestiges of humankind. Some of you may already be familiar with this game because we teased it late last year, but you didn't get to see the game's dynamic, high-flying battles. Today you will.
That sounds like it's gonna be probably quite an experience in VR. Flying around like this. That is already probably, you know, when your VR skills are quite high, so you don't just like puke all over the place after this. Himki. This put them on the minimal settings in VR. Let's see how it is.
Back
Just
in
swing
2011,
around.
Polish developer People Can Fly, the creators behind Outriders and Painkiller, introduced the
Probably,
world
boss.
to
It's
skill
probably.
shots. Blast an enemy out of the air, skill shot. Kick him into a cactus, skill shot.
Let's see.
Crush somebody under a
Bulletstorm.
hot dog cart. You get the idea. Now
Could get the
imagine how
Bulletstorm
creative
VR.
you could get with that system in VR. Forget imagining it. We've got it. Here's your first look at Bulletstorm in VR.
Just the good old. Damn son. Did play it not long ago on stream. Hey Ragnarok, hello. Doing good. How are you? And then the NPC in front was just kind of like not T-posing, but just like standing still there. Evening, good evening. Dual building wasn't the thing, right? And I'm already like forgetting things. Okay, see. No rush, no rush.
This is the Bulletstorm we all know and love. Every skill shot, every story beat fully recreated from the ground up for VR. And for the first time, you'll actually be able to handle an energy leash, deliver devastating blows, and mow down hordes of mutated enemies.
Launching yourself,
Book your ticket
alright.
to the planet Stygia for later this year. And thanks to People Can Fly and Incuvo for bringing such a fun project to life.
That's actually kind of cool.
Before we start talking about our final game, I know you've been waiting for an update on Assassin's Creed in VR. And I have good news. Assassin's Creed Nexus is coming to the MetaQuest store by the end of the year. Tune into Ubisoft Forward on June 12th for the full reveal of
this they're gonna be holding
Nexus.
for themselves, let's say.
All right. I promised you a deep dive. Let's get into it. In 2019, Asgard's Wrath took us on an epic journey across the fabled 9 realms of Norse mythology. That journey ended here, imprisoned in this very tavern by the trickster god Loki. But Destiny has more in store for you. From Sanzaru Games and Oculus Studios, this is the world premiere of Asgard's Wrath 2.
Chaos is spreading. Loki's evil invades all realms.
He must be stopped.
Betrayal has made you stronger, Guardian.
You got a war at home with VR or something, basically.
Your reality is mine, Guardian.
Exact your vengeance.
And unleash your wrath.
Yeah, for me, like the movement is the problem mostly. It just kind of like handicaps the dynamic of the game so much that you are kind of like more or less stationary. Because I mean, if you're gonna start moving like an Attack on Titan, you're probably gonna be just puking all over the place.
In this epic series, freed from prison by the Weavers of Fate, you'll set out on a new quest across time and space, from the Norse realms to the deserts of ancient Egypt. Here on the Great
More
Sand
Egypt.
Sea, you'll once again
It's gonna
battle
be the new-
gods
the
and
new trend
creatures of
there.
myth to stop Loki from upending all of creation. When the original Asgard's Wrath released on PC VR, it wowed players with its
Speedrunning
jaw-dropping
God of War, yeah.
scale, brutal
Exactly.
physics-based combat,
They
and
decided to do
stunning
Egypt before they did it.
Asgard's Wrath 2 will set a whole new
To
standard
say that
for
they
wireless
did it
VR.
before it was cool.
This is the deep and immersive action RPG that you've been waiting for. Packing enormous, free-roaming environments, gorgeous visuals, and well over 60 hours of exploration and tense combat into MetaQuest 2 and MetaQuest 3. Today, my friend Matt Kramer, head of design at Sanzaru Games,
Assassin's Creed
will
already
take us on
did
a
it all.
tour of
I
the
mean, I
team's
guess, sure.
groundbreaking title. Everything you're about
Taru.
to see was captured in game. Matt, the mic's yours.
Thanks, Ruth. I'm so excited to show everyone what we've been working on at Sanzaru these last few years. Asgard's Wrath 2 picks up where the first game left off, in a mysterious tavern you can't escape from. You're suddenly thrust into battle with a giant creature, clearly from another realm. Just when you think all is lost, you encounter the Weavers of Fate, a trio of beings that set you off upon your adventure to find and stop Loki. So
PC
just
Origins
how
got
much bigger is
successful.
this game? Not only
I think
will
it's
you
just like in
travel through
general,
new
they're like
Asgardian
looking
locations,
for
like Muspelheim,
different
the Land of
myths,
Fire.
different,
The
you know,
Weavers of Fate will
settings
also bring you into
that would be
new
kind of
realms,
cool
like the
and that are not
vast desert
overused.
expanse of ancient Egypt.
So like everyone went
These massive
for
worlds beyond
Norse
the scope of
mythology for a
any other
while.
game on the MetaQuest platform.
And now people
Come
starting to look
alive
for other
in
stuff.
Asgard's Wrath 2. Dotted with temples, caves and dungeons.
And there wasn't like that many like, you know,
Characters to meet.
prominent games really in
Monsters to
in
battle.
the Egyptian
Quests and side
setting.
quests. Wild
Like out of big ones, what you like can think about, like Serious Sam or something.
mini games and more. This is a living world you can roam and explore freely.
Yeah, that doesn't
The
look
most
bad at all.
expansive
That
of
is
these
true.
worlds is the Great Sand Sea, full of hidden treasures and unique events. You could spend hours upon hours exploring this map and still not discover all its
I don't know
secrets.
how the optimization performance-wise is gonna go in between like Quest 2 and Quest 3.
High-level
I
monsters
mean, technically, if
that
you
roam
connect
the
it to
sand.
PC, then you can
Or gather
don't even
plants,
care.
ore, and animal parts to craft useful consumable goods, such as bait to attract wildlife.
Yeah, like Egypt was
or
kind of the
wood
back
that
then, you
provides
know.
a temporary AoE
But now
benefit
that everyone got
wherever
tired
you go.
already of like, you know, Norse mythology,
But it's not all about survival.
I guess all this
Kick
like, you know,
back
like
and fish.
medieval Japan and
Or beat
everything
your
is
high
also
score
starting
with
to
slingshot
appear here and
shooting
there.
There's no shortage of stuff to do and
Yeah,
see
what else would you
outside
even
the
pick?
primary quest line. These worlds are so big,
That
you're
is, like,
going to want
cool
some
and
more speed as
recognizable.
you move through them. Luckily, you'll have the power of a god at your fingertips. As with Asgard's Wrath, you'll be able to transform a few
It's on
brave
the
animals
Fury agenda
into
too.
unique warrior followers to help you solve puzzles and eviscerate enemies. New in this game, they'll serve as powerful mounts that can carry you swiftly across the massive realms of Asgard's Wrath 2.
Damn, the mount combat too, even.
Of course,
Insane.
what's fast on foot or mount can look very different to a god.
Yeah, there's a lot of mythologies, and they're just kind of like farming those that are kind of like, you know, known,
Asgard's
sorta.
Wrath, you'll also see the world from the god's
South America is
perspective.
something that also started
And
to
use your
appear a
cosmic
little,
powers to
but it's mostly kind of
manipulate
indie
the
games for
mortal
now. I
world
don't think there was like, there was a few that we saw.
Reach inaccessible
There was this like
areas, solve
cyberpunk,
puzzles,
like
and more.
Aztec combination that looked kind of cool, but I forgot the name. What was the game? It wasn't anything AAA.
You can't save the world alone, though. Egypt is full of would-be heroes who need your godly assistance to enter the realm of legend. Each hero in Asgard's
That one is
Wrath
also like
2 is
we're probably gonna see a lot of that
completely
because it's like
different
recognizable
weapons,
and like, you
different
know,
skills and
distinct.
abilities, and different strengths. By possessing
I mean,
these
Slavic
models,
mythology
you
you
can
already
help
kind of
them
also have with
fulfill
like
their
The Witcher and
destinies
other games
and
too.
get closer to yours as well.
And The Witcher just like keeps
The first of
farming
these
so that like
heroes
this
is
continues.
Abraxas, a cynical tomb robber with a grudge against the gods. You and Abraxas make an unlikely pair, but you'll have to work together.
They
to
even
take
got
down
the, you know, the
fearsome
Avalon,
enemies
right? Like
like the
Arthurian legends
bloodthirsty
and everything
goddess
going too.
Sakhmar.
They
Abraxas
try
seeks
to
vengeance against
find
Sekhmet for the
anything
murder of his father. With his
that wasn't
boomerang
yet
axe, whip sword, and bladed
overexplored.
shield at your command, he'll stop at nothing to defeat her. Combat was one of the aspects players loved most about Asgard's Wrath, us included. It was vicious and brutal. Whether swinging a sword, throwing an axe, or even using your fists, the combat made you feel powerful and skilled. In the first game, the combat favored a defense-first approach, meaning you had to block and parry a series of enemy attacks before you had a chance to remove their runic shields. This loop had to be completed 3 or 4 times before you could start damaging an enemy. In
This valid
Asgard's
too?
Wrath
Yeah,
2,
that's
our
true
updated
also.
combat system is centered around player choice. Nothing is holding you back. You can chip away at enemy shields.
That
do a
one wasn't
flurry of
explored too
attacks,
much.
Or land skilled parries to trigger opportunity windows.
I mean, Asia
that
in
let you
general,
cut
like,
through your
is a whole
enemy's
bunch.
defenses with ease.
There are a few like
We've
horror
also
games that they're
expanded the
exploring, some like the
systems to
Thai,
include
you know,
elemental
myths and
types
everything.
for a greater degree of
Indonesia.
player customization and
There's some
wider
good stuff.
variety amongst enemy archetypes.
But mostly I see they kind of go for like
This time, we have a
the
full
the
physics
popular
system
stuff,
implemented
kind
for
of.
weapons. With swords, axes, bows, staffs, and more, at your disposal.
I feel like it's kind of like, you know, it matches what you kind of study in schools, which I mean is kind of different in every country, right? Like here, for example, like Norse, Egyptian, Greece, obviously. You study a lot. What else do we have? We don't even study Slavic stuff, actually, whatsoever here, at least back in my day. Barely. It was all kind of like child's, you know, fairy tale.
And rain down on a horde of enemies. You'll also discover relics you can slot into your weapons and armor that will provide you with powerful buffs, like adding fire damage to your weapon or heal over time, allowing you to customize your weapon set against each enemy you face. But you won't be the only one leveling up. Your animal
I thought they don't like it's something with like a white man mythology or something. It's more like they go with the stuff that people already recognize a little.
All these powers at your disposal. Don't think the enemy AI will go easy.
It's like I said, like something that people know. Like all the Loki, Thor, you know, all this stuff. It's already like pumped through Marvel, pumped through everything. People recognize that.
Powerful super attacks and relics to use against.
They just go for things that people know because it's easier to relate.
Boost each other's damage or call for reinforcements. You'll have to use all the strength, endurance, speed, and quick thinking you can muster to forge a path through the ravenous enemies that lay between you and your destiny. For a true challenge,
some quite dang stuff, to be honest.
Bragging rights amongst your friends. You can step into the Uncharted Rifts, an infinitely replayable dungeon crawling mode with exclusive loot that you can take back with you into the main campaign. The Rifts are always open, so you can visit at any point during
some Zoroastrian mythology and stuff, yeah.
Against some of the toughest time-limited challenges
it is like
to offer.
Kind of getting tapped a little, but just a little. It's mostly like in those mythologies, the only companies that go for them is like companies from those countries. Like the only game I played about like the Persian mythology was like a bunch of people from Iran who were living like in somewhere in Europe. What was the name of the game? I forgot already. I played it on stream. It wasn't long. It was like 2 streams there. 2 stream segments basically worth.
Are deep and full of mystery. They're almost like a whole game on their own, and we've barely scratched the surface of all the unique dangers you'll encounter. I hope that this first look at Asgard's Wrath 2 has you excited. We've got so much more to show you. More heroes, more companions, more gods, Loki anomalies. I can't wait to show you more. Back to you, Ruth.
There's quite a good production value on this one. I'm listening to the dude, and well, I mean, at least it looks good.
Okay. Now
I'm
head
just
over
looking.
to the MetaQuest store because pre-orders of Asgard's Wrath 2 are open. Pre-order, and you'll get a copy of the original Asgard's Wrath on PC. You don't have to play it before, but it'll add some fun context. You'll also get immediate access to the Great Sand Sea home environment I'm standing in now, and unlock an exclusive Asgard's Wrath 2 themed character, as well as the title of Cosmic Guardian in Population 1. And once Asgard's Wrath 2 launches later this year, those who pre-ordered will get access to
the farm,
Sword of
the
Ra
farm.
and the Sun God's battle armor. That's the end of our main showcase, but stick around for more because up next, we have some of the most passionate VR creators sitting down to discuss the games from the show.
The talking
And
stuff.
while you're there, we're running a
The
sale on
talking, we
favorites
don't
like
really
NFL
care, huh?
Pro Era, Resident Evil 4, Bone Lab, Among Us, and many more.
Even the Among
And like
Us.
last year, we're also giving away this awesome room I'm standing in. It's available now in settings under Home Environments. Of course, there's so much more we want to share with you. We plan to announce more games, major
Giving
updates
away
to
some
existing
of those
titles,
coaches, I'll take it.
and we've
I'll
got
take
a whole
it.
new headset to launch.
Pretty real
Thank
estate,
you all
yeah.
so much for tuning in, and thanks to the developers who helped put this show together. Keep playing, and we'll see you next
Yeah,
year.
we're Bloodborne, yeah. Bloodborne VR. Yeah, it's interesting that they're getting the Bulletstorm and everything in. That looked kind of nice. This last one looked kind of nice too. The Vampire the Masquerade actually look kind of interesting too.
I'm gonna be in so much trouble if
And
this leaks.
totally better than,
This
you
actually
know,
looks a lot
what we're
like
getting on PC nowadays.
The
Huh?
Ecto 1? Oh yeah, that's still parts of my
Totally better than what we're getting on
they're not
PC lately from Vampire the Masquerade universe with all those visual novels there and everything. So yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Travis Williams, head of production.
Alright, so there's gonna be a lot of Tolkien there. And Tolkien we don't really care about. Tolkien we don't care about. Yeah, well, still nothing that, you know, just like sells me on the concept and the VR and everything. They didn't even say the price for the Oculus 3, for example, for the Quest 3. I'm looking at the prices of 2. Don't think it's gonna be that good. So yeah, kind of doubt it. Kind of doubt it's still something you would want to get into that much. But the Vampire the Masquerade was actually kind of interesting. Not sure. At least it's a game, you know, not just a visual novel and everything with gameplay and stuff. So that is already kind of nice. And yeah, the trailers with the kind of like no CGI, just, you know, 500 for the set. I see. All right. Yes, it still goes up instead of going down for the VR headsets, and yeah, that does make it more appealing. That's for sure. Yeah, Beat Saber is still the only one you want to play. Well, I mean, those like the rhythm ones and everything, if you want to like, you know, just to move your fat ass and everything, there's plenty of that stuff. That stuff, there is plenty, at least, that's for sure. So we'll see. For now, I mean, I don't think it's doomed. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's very slow. It's very slow, and I feel like, I don't know, like maybe they already have like some sort of like audience they have, and they just kind of like cater to that same audience instead of kind of trying to like acquire new people with some new stuff. Hard to say.